Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Point Click Podcast. Our salesman.
We pretend people care about our opinions. We pretend people care about our opinions.
They're just a couple of good guys, virtue signaling their life away.
It smells like wet dog. We pretend people care about our opinions. We pretend people care about our opinions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Point Click Podcast. They're just a couple of good guys, virtue signaling their life away. So stay woke, stay fresh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Point and Click Podcast. My name is John the Wise, and I'm here with Czar Salesman.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
He's using a different microphone. That's why he sounds amazing. Unlike these last few times where it sounded like you were talking to some guy in tech support in India.
Hey, listen up, you little bitch.
Which, by the way, speaking of India, don't I look like one?
Yeah, pretty much always, John. Let's just be honest here.
How dare you? That's racist. You can't compound my racism with your own racism.
That's not how that works.
Should I make you a little bit
How about
bigger?
this?
Let me make you a little bit bigger. There you go.
No, I got it. I'll just turn it up a little.
Timing BBR. What's timing BBR?
No idea.
I don't know either. But everybody in chat, thank you guys for joining us on the one day of the week that I stream. Which, by the way, that might change soon. That might change.
One can hope.
I mean, we'll see.
We all remember when John used to stream, right?
Oh, man. F's in chat for my stream, dude. F's in chat. But, you know, that's what happens when a human comes into your life and starts fucking shit up, dude.
Well, tell Ray to get his own house.
Well, I can't do anything about it. Good one. Anything new with you, Czar? Anything crazy?
No, not shit. Just busy with the holiday season.
Merry Christmas.
Still trying to get stuff. Oh, yes. Merry Christmas. Still trying to get stuff, done with the house, but that's, of course, all slowed down greatly with everything going on.
Are we going to have another one before the year ends on the 30th?
Have another what?
Podcast.
Yeah, we are. It looks like.
Yeah. I mean, I can. I'm pretty sure I can.
A New Year's podcast.
New Year's podcast. We'll do the countdown and everything, even though it's one day early.
We're doing the countdown to New Year's Eve.
Oh, man. What are you doing for Christmas? You going to some families?
Yeah, just going to Nashville to the family.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Doing Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Yeah, things are different when you have a kid, man. We're in high demand.
Everyone's like, are you coming to our place for Christmas?
Well, yeah, man.
Jonathan?
And it's like annoying because we're both hermits. We're homebodies. Like, we've spent Christmas just me and her sometimes. Or New Year's at the home. Like, just watching TV. We've done that before. So, yeah. That's the kind of life we live. Dog. But it's all good, man. We'll have some fun. There's a lot of cool...
Are you going to anyone's house for Christmas?
Yeah, I'm going to my pop's house and bringing some family and shit like that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Not excited about it. I'm excited about maybe getting some gifts and stuff like that. But other than that...
It's all going to be baby stuff. Let's be honest here, John.
Yeah, last year was the first year we decided to get fucked up. Like, we're like, you know what? It's New Year's. We always stay at home. Let's get fucked up. Little did we know Carol was pregnant the whole time. Moggers asks, by the way, do you guys have a version of the Point and Click podcast theme song? Because it's catchier than I'd like to admit. Well, I actually made the theme song. And thank you so much, Cox.
Buddy.
Thank you so much for the sub, Cox. I made the theme song on my own, alone, with my dong out. I used to like make music before any of the streaming stuff. I was like, I wanted to be a fucking house DJ, like a legit like Tiesto, all those cringe, dude, cringe. There's like that whole like life of mine is like totally gone. But
yeah, but you could see that's what you could just do with your stream now. Creative stream.
That's
like
shit, man. Oh god, kill me.
Dead mouse.
Fucking play Diablo 3 when no one's playing it.
Yeah.
12 months? Oh shit, that is 12 months. 1 year. Oh man, he's got his pecs. He's got his golden pecs, dude.
That's Cox Johnson with the 12-month prescribe.
Damn, dude. What a guy, man. Fucking love all the support that I get. Yeah, man. It's just been awesome still having this podcast and still being able to talk about it for this long. Have we done 1 year already? I think we haven't. Let me see. I can check right now.
Right?
I don't know.
I don't remember when we started, to be honest.
I can check our feed.
How many weeks are in a year?
52 weeks. Oh, yeah. Well, then, yeah. Then we've done...
Then, yeah.
Am I wrong about that?
It's 52 weeks,
yeah,
right?
So yeah, you're right.
Or something like that. We've at least done it for a year.
Yeah, so we've at least done it for a year. Fuck, man. That's crazy, huh? How time flies.
Yeah.
We go from, like, talking about... Have you heard our first podcast? It's fucking garbage.
No, I don't even want to go back and listen to it, to be honest.
It's so bad, dude.
Of course, in a year, I'm probably going to say the same thing about this.
Yeah, well, it seems like a blur, because this shit is fun, man. I would love to do this twice a week if we can fucking figure out a way to do that. But
we probably could. It'd have to be an evening stream.
Yeah, something like that. But we'll figure it out. 100th episode coming up soon. We don't know what to do. We're still thinking about it. I was thinking, should I fly to fucking Clarksville and hang out with you?
Jesus Christ. That's a little expensive for
I know, for the 1 year.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know, or not 1 year, 100 episodes. Yeah, I don't know what to do, man. Straight up. I don't know what we're supposed. I feel like I should just get naked.
There you go.
I mean,
we have to stream it on YouTube and not Twitch then.
We can do a donkey show or something.
Yeah.
I'll get the donkey, you get the show. Hey.
Just have a bunch of guests on. Just have Vessi on multiple times, pretending to be different guests.
So you've been playing League, huh? League of Legends?
League of Legends, yeah, back on that bullshit.
I can't do that shit.
And I guess it's one of the reasons I was jumping around games so much is because after I abandoned HOTS, I felt lost in the wind of all the games and didn't know what to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm back to League of Legends, where I was before HOTS.
Yeah, a lot of people have given it a chance just to play it because they want to capture that feeling that they had from playing HOTS. And League is obviously the superior game, or else it wouldn't be doing as well as it is.
Right.
But I just don't like it. I can't do it.
I do. I'm glad that I'm back to playing that. I actually like it more than I did playing HOTS, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
See, the reason I like HOTS is because of the shared XP and not having to last hit minions, but that just like totally changes the game.
Yeah, it completely changes it, and you also get pros and cons both ways of doing it. Shared XP and no items and stuff like that. You have less individual impact as far as your laning phase and different stuff like that goes. HOTS is much more. Everything scales as long as everyone soaks lanes correctly, and then you fight a bunch.
Yeah,
whereas League is a lot different, where you can get ahead or behind lane, or you can push the other team ahead or behind lane. You can be drugged down by a bad player or pushed up by a really good player.
Yeah, that's the thing about League. It's like you prepare the whole game for the late game, and then it's like I don't know when we're supposed to be in the late game. I don't know, like, dude, I would like sit on like 1,000 gold and not know what to do, like. Because I just keep buying like the fucking recommended shit, and people are like typing in chat like, "What the fuck? Why'd you buy that? That's fucking bullshit." And I'm like, "Come on, dude. I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Give me a second, dude." But that happens in HOTS too.
You can survive.
Yeah,
you can survive doing the recommended stuff. It's like doing a bad build on HOTS. You can survive. You're not going to throw the game completely.
Yeah, not tell that to the guy that fucking whispers you after the game. Why did you pick that fucking piece of shit talent? We didn't even need it. But it is what it is, man. Sometimes
that's MOBAs. That's just games in general.
Sometimes it is true though. If you pick the wrong talent or the wrong heroic, it ruins everything. It's like, dude, if I just had that fucking ancestral healing instead of bloodlust.
Yeah, that stuff that's a little different for HOTS as opposed to League, is because League, you have your hero has the same mechanics every time.
Yeah.
You don't choose between different mechanics like you do in HOTS.
Yeah. But anyway, F's in chat for HOTS, dude. It's done.
Yeah, it's dead. It's gotten donezo.
Ah.
Dunzo. You hear me?
Dinzo Danzo. Man, there's some cool stuff happening in the news. Nothing crazy, but there's you sent me that article just now. I kind of wanted to touch on that. Is this shit for real? All right, let's just get into the news, guys. Fuck everything else. Our lives are not that awesome. I have no F's to give them anymore. I know, we've given all our F's to HOTS. Now it's time to give our D. Speaking of D, Electronics Arts boss.
Good segue, John.
I know, I'm a king, dude. Electronic Arts boss sacked over bigger dick remark. The head of one of the world's largest video game makers has been fired after a comment to a female colleague about who has a bigger dick.
This guy he was recently hired on, I guess, as the head of the Ireland branch for EA.
Yeah, look at this countdown like it's about to play a fucking ad or something. Come on, dude. This is new.
I hate it. This website is like one of the only ones covering it correctly, so
it's funny. All right, well, it's an like Australian
site.
News.com.au.
Yeah, just the ads suck.
Yeesh.
So essentially, this guy was on a conference call with some other people, and he used the euphemism, like, let's not, there's been several different ways people have claimed he said it, but one is, I don't want to flop it out on the table and us measure lengths, or, let's not make this a dick measuring contest, or let's not try to see whose dick is bigger.
He said it
he
in
used that
context?
Euphemism.
So he used it in that context.
He used it in that context of not wanting to engage in a petty argument over something.
Yeah.
And this girl, this colleague reported him for sexual harassment because of this, and he was fired.
Man.
In addition to this, he's taken this to court. He has uprooted his entire family and moved to Ireland for this position. So he's taking it to court, and because apparently she has, since he was hired on, she has continuously undermined him. And as soon as he was fired, she applied for his job. So she wanted his job.
So you think?
And she just jumped on this opportunity to get away with getting him fired to take it.
Yeah, I mean,
because he didn't do anything wrong. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, that's such a big, see, the nuance is what makes it so different, dude. If I walk up to a female coworker, like, wait, first of all, he shouldn't have said that, right?
It was clumsy, yeah. But you just say, hey, let's careful with the euphemisms.
But it's worse when your boss walks up to you and says, hey, who has a bigger dick, me or that guy? That's okay, get fired.
That's sexual harassment.
Yeah, now you're being a dick.
But he was using the euphemism, which is a very common euphemism, at least in the United States. I don't know about the rest of the world, but super common euphemism, used exactly how he just claimed to use it.
Yeah.
Describing a petty argument or a test of egos.
That's all it is.
It's pointless to have this argument, was what he was saying.
So the female colleague just jumped at the opportunity to bury him.
That's what it seems like in this situation, yes. But yeah, Ireland doesn't have free speech laws like, we do.
I think,
but he has taken it to court to get his job back.
I thought I read something in the news where Ireland just reinstated reinstated that abortions are illegal.
Was that? I thought it was the opposite.
I thought it was Ireland abortions illegal.
Now we're just jumping into Google.
Abortion in Ireland is regulated. Blah blah blah. Abortion is permitted during the first. Oh no, it is. So I thought. So yeah, I read it wrong. It was okay.
Okay.
So it was illegal until 2018. Okay. All right. I thought they went back the other way. Here we go. Another countdown for the ad. Are you ready? 5, 4, 3. Fuck off, dude. So yeah, that sucks, man. I mean, it does suck that happened to him, but in the end, It was very clumsy, more than clumsy.
Yeah, it was clumsy, but it doesn't deserve anyone getting fired, and it definitely wasn't sexual harassment.
Yeah.
And, especially if his claims are true about her constantly trying to undermine his authority.
Yeah.
And then, that she has now applied for his position. It shows that she was obviously doing this report maliciously and not because she actually felt sexually harassed. This was clearly her trying to assassinate him to get his position.
Shit, man. Who knows? Who knows if this will fly in Irish court? I know if it's over here and it's in California, he's losing his job, no matter what.
Yeah, most likely.
But I don't know if like maybe, maybe Louisiana, he'd keep his job. But over
who knows? I mean, it's safe to say, rule of thumb in business: don't mention genitals.
Yeah, that's a good rule.
That's the environment we live in now. I'm not saying that's bad.
Except our business, me and you, our business. We are required to.
We have a quota. Constantly reference genitals.
We got a quota.
I don't know if it's good or bad because you end up with things like this. Or clearly it was a harmless remark. It's a common euphemism. Maybe he shouldn't have used it, but it doesn't mean he deserves to lose his job. That's why nuance is important, and you don't need these, zero tolerance rules that dictate stuff like this.
Also, it's funny.
It's
like
funny.
When can we just be like, that was a joke, and just like move on with our lives, dude?
Never.
Fuck, man. Yeah,
never. There's too many people that want to be offended.
Who has the bigger dick? Discuss. Okay, let's just move on to that topic. I actually have some stills.
Let's go.
So
lay the flower on the table, make your imprint. Let's test.
This is me on a hot summer day, and then this is me on a cold day. Okay,
shrinkage.
So I want to show you guys the half and half. All right.
John's wife probably does have the bigger dick. Let's be honest.
Well, obviously, dude, she has the bigger dick. She said that to me, and I couldn't sue her. She's like, "Who has the bigger dick?" And I was like, "Come on, that's sexual harassment."
And she's like, "Damn right it is."
She knows my fetish. All right, let's move on. Speaking of fetishes, the scars of a toxic relationship. How Fortnite addict was bashed.
God, what the fuck was that segue?
Don't question it, okay? How Fortnite addict was bashed by his hysterical girlfriend in a fight about money a year before he hit her when she interrupted his gaming binge. So we talked about this guy. His name is Luke James Monday, or Mothman, I think it was. Moth addict, Death Moth. Mr. Dead Moth.
Mr. Dead Moth or something like that?
Well, we talked about how he was a piece of shit because he beat on his pregnant girlfriend. And my wife just came in and said, "You're a piece of shit."
Mr. Mothman.
Yeah, Mr. Mothman beat on his pregnant wife while she was telling him to get ready for dinner. The kids were watching. It was really disturbing. And we were saying, well, Zara was saying like she was probably toxic as well. It's a toxic relationship. She's probably abusive. And I said, I agree. And we didn't know the extent of it. But, dude, they went fucking in depth in this article, dude. I read like most of it. I don't know how much you read.
I didn't read too much, but I saw the pictures.
Okay, well, let's look at the
I know that she was served with a restraining order at some point.
Yeah, so this is, first of all, look at her crazy eyes. Any bitch...
Oh, dude, she looks insane. Dude. She looks like one of those girls on Teen Mom, 16 and pregnant or whatever it is. Yeah.
She doesn't...
No, she's insane. I mean, they're both crazy, but when you look at her, you can tell she's insane.
Dude, she's like a villain. And look at this little beta cuck, dude.
Oh my god.
She's my girlfriend. Well, like, these are some images. This is his stupid face with the swollen lip.
His busted up lip. There's even more showing that she attacked him.
Man, look at that. These are all the marks on his body from all the attacks that she's laid on him. She beat him with a drying rack, like the drying rack that you put your dishes in.
Oh my god.
She like just repeatedly beat him with that. And there's all these marks on his neck. Those are handprints, dude. Look at that shit. Oh. So anyway, so she was obviously, she's a piece of shit, he's a piece of shit. They beat each other up. They beat each other up in front of the kids. And then what I read in between the lines here is Monday's brother, Daniel, was talking about how this is just like a cycle of tit for tat, that what he saw from the clips online, that it's nothing new. Like, this is just another iteration.
You could tell there was nothing new about that situation,
Yeah.
especially with the way they both behaved. I mean, she was throwing stuff, yelling, and I think I said it last week, even from the way when she was hit, the way she screamed, you could tell she's part of the problem. Nobody screams like that when they're hit.
No.
She was playing it up. Yeah, she got hit. Yes, she's the victim. But you could tell by the way that she was screaming, she purposefully was trying to get him to attack her. Because that's how their relationship is. They're violent with each other.
Well, I do know that the crazy thing about this is, in this article, she was talking about how she was just trying to discredit him as much as she could. She was talking about how, like, after she was pregnant, after she had given birth, that he was forcing her to have sex with him. And even though she had her stitches, and he was, like, 2 weeks after she had given birth. Which, like, that could be true, or it could be, like, he was saying, like, hey, do you want to have sex? And she's like, no, still have my stitches, like, whatever. And then she took that as, like, you know, we don't know. All I'm saying is that's kind of...
We don't know. But I would put reservations on really trusting either of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're just trying to discredit each other with the worst. Like, they're trying to dig the dagger deep, no matter what.
Yeah.
With each one of them, one by one, they just want to, like, tit for tat, like his brother was saying. And I've been in a toxic relationship like this, but I was never physical. She was physical with me, and yeah, man, it just doesn't work, dude. One of you has to be the bigger person and just fucking, especially when there's kids around. The correct thing for him to do would be just fucking call the cops, like he did. She got a 12-month probation for this beating that she gave him, which is a 12-month good behavior bond is what they call it in Australia. But which that just means probation for beating the shit out of him. And after that, you don't live with her, dude. You don't try to make it work out. There's nothing to work out, dude.
Yeah, no, the relationship should have been over. They should have bailed on it a long time ago, clearly.
That's it, dude. And, like, you guys have kids. You guys are better off not together. You guys are better off just, you know, you have separate custody, take care of the kid separately. So, I don't know, man. I mean, as much as, like, he's still a piece of shit for beating on a pregnant woman, no matter what. If she's a hysterical pregnant woman who's violent, it still doesn't give you the okay to hit her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't need to, like, there's no justification, you know, even if she is a piece of shit and she's violent and toxic and all those things, you should never be in that situation, man. You got to get yourself out of that situation because you're obviously the stronger one. And even looking at these scars and stuff like that, or these marks, this is nothing compared to what he could do to her, dude.
Yeah, and we discussed that last week, I believe. But
also, he's super white and pasty, so those marks really show. She probably just said, like, "Hey, you're a good guy," and, like, tapped him on the chest. No, I'm just fucking around. But anyway, yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Like Mauger said, neither of them are giving those kids a good childhood. They should both have no custody whatsoever. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if that's the right solution because each one of them has family, and maybe their family members could raise the kids better, or
something. I mean, there's already too many kids in systems for adoption and foster care.
Yeah, they're better off with their parents no matter what, but the parents are better off not together. That's the thing. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes.
Life ain't perfect. That's the sad thing. Just how it is.
So, yeah, I mean, those are all
heated gamer moments. You know what I'm saying?
Heated gamer moments. It had to do with money, too. So she's on welfare.
Yeah, hers was about money, and that was a year before his heated gamer moment.
So having 2 kids and a pregnant wife, fighting over money, she's on welfare. He is the only one that's working for the whole family. It's heated, dude. It can get heated, but there's no reason for it to ever get that violent, I've been in situations like that too, man, like not having any money, but we never fucking got violent, dude. You just get through your problems together, you got to like band together, but I don't know.
Sometimes you just got to smack her around a little bit, you know what I mean?
There's another story where she claimed that he pushed her through a car window. So this is the two stories. The story is that he pushed her and her elbow broke the car window because like he pushed her hard enough. And then his story is he was in the car and she came and she punched the car window.
Shit.
But the courts were unable to determine which story is true, but they were able to determine that she did not punch the car window because there was no marks on her hand from the glass. Yeah. So that's that. All right, next piece of news. I think that's pretty much it. He's a piece of shit. She's a piece of shit. Fresh Prince's Alonso Ribeiro fucking Carlton suing Epic Games over Fortnite Carlton dance use. So he joined rapper 2 Milli in taking actions against Epic Games over stealing his dance. We've all seen it. It's obviously they stole the dance. The question for this is, did he trademark it? Did he copyright it?
The question is, who owns the copyright to said dance?
Yeah.
Does he own the copyright to the dance? Does the producers of Fresh Prince own the copyright to the dance? Is it, what's the term? Public use or whatever it is?
Fair use.
Is it fair use? Is it, is it not copyrighted at this point? Like, is it out there in the public enough that it's like a cultural thing? What is it? Did he invent it? Who did it? And who owns the copyright? There's a lot of things that are going to be figured out and argued in court, but I don't think that he's going to be able to sue him.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to sue him. But the other thing is, it's very opportunistic to wait this long to sue them because that emote has been in the game since the beginning.
Yeah, but you have to ask yourself, did he know about it?
Of course he did.
How old do you think he is, John? He's like 40, 50, right?
Yeah, but I think he knew about it.
Right?
I think you can't not know about it. Someone will tell you, like, hey, your dance is in this game right away. Someone would tell you. Someone would tell you on Twitter. Someone would tell you, like, somewhere. 100%.
Is he active on Twitter?
Yeah, I think he is. And even if he's not...
What I'm saying is the argument you made, you can't guarantee that he even knew it was in
the dance. The argument, yeah, you can make that argument. I just think it's highly unlikely that he didn't know that it existed.
I'd agree it's highly unlikely, but you never know, especially with, people that are older and not involved in the culture. Maybe someone just never told him. Unlikely, yes.
Yeah.
But it could be argued that he may not have.
Well,
or that he didn't even think that he could sue for it. Or, all these other things, especially once the rapper Millie did. Obviously, he's jumping on with that same lawsuit, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, he joins. Well, it says joins rapper. I don't know if they're joint.
It's probably two separate cases.
But the other part of this news is Backpack Kid, dude. Backpack Kid jumped on it, dude. He's suing Fortnite now over this dance that he did on the Ellen show and shit like that.
Who the fuck even is Backpack Kid?
Whoever this guy is. He was an internet sensation for a little bit because of this dance.
What?
Yeah,
did he invent the floss?
Yeah, he made this thing.
I don't believe it.
He's 16 and he had...
I don't believe it.
Backpack Kid's also suing Fortnite for using his dance, but back in June he told TMZ that he was just glad it's in the game.
Yeah.
So it sounds like his parents want to sue.
It sounds like his parents are involved here.
Yeah, it sounds like his parents want to sue him. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it just really boils down to, I ain't a fucking lawyer. Really is going to boil down to is how the copyright works in situations like this, involving dances, involving popularized dances, and everything else like that.
Yeah, exactly. So
if this can happen, does that then mean you couldn't even use a popular dance in anything? Nobody else could use it in a video. Nobody else could use it in a YouTube video and make money. Nobody else could use it anywhere and make money because you've gone after someone for the copyright of it. Like that, you're opening the gates for something that is very questionable legal wise.
Yeah, and I guess this guy's saying that Epic profited from its improper misappropriation of the floss in the Backpack Kid's likeness by selling the infringing floss emote directly to players, selling the battle pass that had the floss emote, advertising the floss emote, and staying relevant to its current players to incentivize those players to continue playing Fortnite. Okay, that's a little... Yeah, you want to keep playing it because we have this floss emote. I guess that's kind of a reach. Yeah, because that's why people play Fortnite, for this fucking dance.
Right. Well, I mean, they'll make any sort of argument in court to try to bolster their case.
Yeah.
That's their job as a lawyer.
You know what, though? If Epic does win, then that means that you can do this in all your video games. You can just have people's... Like, you can not steal, but appropriate people's dance moves and, you know, something that makes them popular. You can appropriate it into your game if Epic wins this case, because the court will just be like, it's fair use.
Right. Yeah, and it could be fair use. I don't know if it really is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't really have an argument either way that would solidify my opinion on that.
I think it is fair use because I've seen on TV people do like the whip, the nay and shit like that.
Well, see, that's exactly what I was saying. So what makes it different? Like, so now nobody could ever feature that in a YouTube video where they make money because it's copyright material. And if you can't use it in a video game, does that mean that use of anywhere you're making profit, a video makes it not fair use?
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the situation. I think that
you can make profit from fair use things. They just have to be either some sort of critique or the material has to be transformative.
Transformative is the key word. That's what like the law, the courts want it to be transformative, where you change it to something else, and it's just not a significant part of it. So all right, that's it.
So we'll see if emotes are within that realm of transformative material.
I feel like this is just like an opportunity for all of them, and it's kind of embarrassing whenever you try to capitalize on an opportunity like this, where it's like, dude, it's so obvious that you're trying to just get some money off of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then again, it's like you do have that right, so we have the right to judge you, and you have the right to sue. All right, that's it. That's how it goes. Next piece of news. Check this shit out, dude. Check out the future of...
What the fuck am I looking at?
Check out the future of VR, all right? For all our podcast listeners, what we're looking at is...
I see no haptic dick sleeves.
No, there's no haptic dick sleeves, unfortunately. But what we're looking at...
I am not getting on that,
I would never in my life get on this thing, dude. I would never in my life get on this thing. It's called Robot Tile. Obviously, some Japanese people made it because they're psychos. It's what it is like... Instead of it being a treadmill, these like squares are on these robots, and they go in like a circle around you. So you step on one square and then step on the other one. How can I explain this to our podcast listeners?
That's perfect. It's these squares. There's about 5 squares, and they're all doing this juggling rotation. So the guy can walk, and they're all just moving in a treadmill fashion in a circular motion so that the guy's walking upstairs. Essentially.
Yeah, and if you guys are not watching this, but the guy's walking really slow because that's what you would do, because you'd be like, I'm going to fall if I don't.
Yeah, I would never get on this because, first of all, you can't see them. You're in your VR environment.
Oh my god, dude.
Hell no, I'm not getting on those things.
No.
That's a death trap. John, death trap.
Terrible, dude. Terrible. It's like going up and down. Oh, because those are like stairs and shit.
Yeah, it's like just walking upstairs. Fuck no, dude. Fuck.
Why do they think that this would be a good idea? VR Lab University of Tsukuba? Dude, spend money on something else, you idiots.
Something like some sort of hybrid frictionless movement material where you're strapped into something is going to be way better than this. This is frightening.
What if it was all encased in one big housing? And instead of it like fucking flying around your living room and then malfunctioning and going out your door, instead of that shit, what if it was like in one big ass thing? But that would be so expensive.
Yeah,
it's impractical.
No, it's impractical, and that's scary because I'm gonna kill myself on that.
Yeah, as Mauger said, if I fall, I'm gonna blame Epic Games and sue them. That's the new hot shit right here. That's great to simulate with VR. Do Toto says Do Toto. Is it Do Toto? Do Toto?
Do Toto.
Do Toto. I'll do them all day and night. Bestiality.
Yeah, I mean, the concept is cool because you get a lot of range of motion and different stuff out of it. The whole stairs and moving platform and stuff. But I can't see that ever feasibly working.
Perfect. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I know exactly what you're saying.
So many lawsuits.
No, this is a terrible idea. I just thought it was hilarious that they look how much money they probably spend on this. All those like parts and everything. Fucking, they're psychos. All right, next piece of news. Nintendo is going to court over its refund policy. So apparently they do not allow refunds to any of their in-store purchases.
Okay.
Nintendo's no refund pre-order policy isn't only harsh, it's also illegal under European law, according to Eurogamer. So America has the same rule.
So Germany is taking Nintendo to court.
Yeah. According to the right of withdrawal laid down in the Consumer Rights Directive, such terms are illegal until the game can be downloaded and launched. The seller cannot prohibit the consumer from canceling their pre-order. So they're saying that until the game is downloaded and launched, we should be able to get a refund on it, which I think is correct.
Yeah, definitely. Pre-order cancellation should. Yeah, absolutely.
That's the equivalent of buying something and not opening the box and like nothing. You just bought it. You're like, oh fuck, someone already bought this. Let's go back. I have the receipt, and they give you your money back. So,
but Nintendo says no refunds.
Yeah, no refunds from Nintendo. In Germany at least. So they're going to court in Germany, and usually whenever this kind of shit happens, where it's like foreign, it doesn't really set precedent to like major, Western markets like the UK and North America. But lately I've been seeing this trend where something happens in Europe and then the other countries kind of follow suit and are like, hey, let's look at it. You know what I mean? Like the loot boxes. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think this will hold any water? You think it'll change anything?
The biggest thing it'll do is that they allow refunds for Germans.
Yeah, that's true.
For pre-orders. I don't know if it would change across the board because they won't have to. Video game companies are no stranger to making localized changes. So
yeah,
I imagine this would be if the German government wins in court, I imagine that Nintendo would only change its policy for German customers.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
They would only change it for sure they would have to, but then would other countries follow suit? And then Fresh Prince is asking, this is good, but I don't like, well, not asking, saying, I don't like governments, especially European ones, getting this involved in gaming. I feel like people are always afraid of regulation from governments, but if we didn't have the regulations that we have, it would be the Wild West, dude. Like the FDA and stuff like that. Like those are things that we fucking needed, man.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with his sentiment, especially anything involving with European governments, or anything involving the EU.
Yeah.
But this isn't unique to gaming. This is a consumer issue across the board. I don't think this is just a gaming issue. This is a consumer issue for anyone. If you've ordered something, you should be able to get a refund or cancel your order regardless if something has changed, if you have not used the product, and all this other stuff. Like, there needs to be laws in place protecting consumers from being scammed or, purchasing something that they were told and then it gets changed later on, or, something happens.
Yeah.
Especially in the case of pre-orders where something could change. Or, you could have purchased something under the impression of one thing and they change it to something else. There's lots of things that can happen whenever you pre-order things. And pre-orders are not game specific. You can pre-order other products. So this is a consumer issue, not just a gaming issue.
See, the thing about it is like the refund policy that Steam has, and I think other platforms where you could download games, it's kind of archaic, man. And it's kind of like whatever the fuck they want it to be, that's what it is. And they don't have any pressure from any outside bodies telling them what to do. So we're just kind of fucked when it comes to that. They used to give you a full refund on all early access games, and then they changed that.
Right.
They're like, no, after 2 hours, you have to play for less than 2 hours and less than 2 weeks. And you have to own it for less than 2 weeks to return the game. 2 hours is not enough for like 90% of the games.
Well, a lot of those games were also putting things like really long tutorials at the beginning.
Yeah.
So that, you would, by the time you get through the tutorial and get an understanding of the game, you'd be well over 2 hours anyway.
So the argument is like how much content is enough for you to have played the game. Because every game is different. It's a subjective thing. Like it could be a game where you just fucking pick up and play. Like queue times are instant. and you just start playing the game. You get the hang of it in less than 15 minutes, and you're ready to go on some games. Like a lot of indie games are like that. But then there's other games where there's nuances and stuff that you don't even unlock until you played like 20 hours, 30 hours. And you don't really get all the content until way later. Then you realize... I've played a game like Vermintide, for example. I played like 20 hours or 15 hours before I realized, like, oh shit, this is just all the game is. It's just this nonstop. Okay, nah, this is boring. And I tried to return it, and they were like, no, you can't.
Yeah, I'd say there's a line between when you purchase a piece of entertainment, the only reason you should really be able to return it is if it was broke, like not done, like if it's really buggy, which you should be able to determine fairly early on. But I don't think that you should be able to return like Vermintide after playing 20 or so hours with it and then deciding that it's something you don't want. Because if you start allowing that, you open the floodgates of people completing games and like, oh, this isn't what I wanted. You know, oh, I just ate my meal, but it's not what I ordered. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I ordered a steak and they brought me a chicken dish and I ate the whole thing, or I ate 80% of it, or I ate 75% of it. I'm like, oh wait, I ordered steak. Take this back. Give me my money back.
What if you ordered steak and rice? You ate the steak and it was fine, and then you take a bite into the rice and it's all uncooked. You know what I mean? Now it's like, well, you ate the steak.
The analogy starts falling apart there. I understand.
It's kind of the same thing. It's like, okay, I played the single player, and then when I got to the multiplayer, it sucked. You know what I mean? I didn't like the single player, so I switched over to the multiplayer, and it was even worse. And now I'm like 10 hours in, or even if you're 3 hours in, dude, 3 hours is so low, dude.
And I don't think I have a completely fully developed opinion that's strong on either way for this. It's definitely a conversation that could be had where it's like, okay, what is the line where, you know, where is it where you've spent too much time playing it, or where is it where you've decided I'm going to buy that game because of what I've seen of it, and when is the fault on the company for you buying it and not just consumer regret, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I get what you're saying. Sorry, just giving wife something.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like maybe 2 hours is not enough. 2 hours is definitely not enough.
It may not be. It's such a nuanced issue that it's hard to have a company policy on something like that. You would have to employ so many people to know all of these different aspects of the games to determine what's fair and what's not fair.
Would it be a good idea to have a governing body tell a company, like, okay, you're about to release a game, all right? You have to tell me what the point is in this game where you're like, if they play past this point, they cannot return the game because they've already played enough. And then every game has to have... Well,
yeah, I think that's not the way to go about it.
It's a terrible idea, but that's what would happen. You know, that's the kind of shit that would happen with government involvement.
Right.
You know,
with this one, not so much, because this is like this court issue it seems mostly focused at the idea of pre-orders being able to be canceled. So I'm not sure, you know, what all this other stuff is going to entail. And it's a court decision, which just opens up the gates for companies to be sued. Not so much as a regulatory body making decisions across the board of what companies have to abide by.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's differences here too. So I don't really know.
I think the fault is in the game companies, though, for not
allowing cancellation of pre-orders. Definitely,
you got to have something in place where it's like, hey man, we're giving you a chance, like, so that I know before I buy the game. See, the thing with the early access one was what I was pissed off about, because I had heard, you know, I had read that they let you return early access games no matter what. They confirmed it with some of the games, like Postscriptum. Stas messaged the developers and said, hey, can I return it at any time? And they said, yeah, you could return it at any time. So I was like, okay, so that means that early access games, you could return it any time as long as it's in early access. But Steam said no. And they just employed it.
Steam has the final word.
So, okay, now I know that information, but I didn't know it previously. So if I know that I can only play up to 2 hours in less than 2 weeks, I have a stopwatch right next to me. You know what I mean? When I'm
Right.
fucking playing these games, so that's what they
And
need to have. Nintendo not having even that, is the problem here.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Should we move on?
Yeah, let's move on, boys.
All right, let's move on.
Let's get some more news.
DICE is changing Battlefield 5's TTK back to how it was. So, do you know what the time to kill thing is?
Yeah, there's this whole controversy about the time to kill. DICE changed the TTK higher, so more health or damage drop off. Or I don't know the changes that they made to increase the TTK, but whatever changes they made increased the TTK. Whether that be giving players more health or dropping firearm damage or whatever.
So apparently, I didn't know this, but Battlefield has no health. There's no numeric health value. It's actually how many bullets hit you. It depends on the gun and how many bullets hit you. So, let's say assault rifles are 5 bullets and you're dead, and pistols are 8 bullets and you're dead, So they just raised it by 1 bullet on all guns. And that caused so much, that just changed the entire game. Just one fucking bullet changed the entire fucking game. People were not dying, they're like, the motherfucker's not dying, no one's dying, I'm shooting someone, they're not fucking dying. But what I thought was insane was that there is no health bar or anything like that. It's just,
yeah, there's no health bar, but I mean, there's an internal counter of some kind calculating damage percentages and everything like that. Because say you get hit with 5 bullets from a pistol and then 1 from an assault rifle, there's something internal that's determining all the equivalent damage calculation.
Yeah, but from what I read, it was just literally they raised it by 1 bullet.
Right. So who knows what the internal calculation of that change actually is, but it has raised the TTK. People are complaining about it because they're like, oh, now people aren't dying fast enough for what I'm used to. They made the change because new players were having issues in the game, is what they said.
Yeah, new players were having issues.
Which, of course, is going to piss off a bunch of hardcore gamers because they're like, so?
Yeah.
Nobody's good at the game when you start out.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's,
you get used to it or, all this other stuff. But
because
people are mad because they feel like DICE is catering to new players.
Yeah. The barrier of entry is really high because you get in the game and you're dead before you know it. So they're like, all right, we'll just give people more survivability and hopefully they'll enjoy the game more. But then it just became it became highly controversial and they pissed off their longtime fan base, like Fresh Prince is saying. And they decided to go back though. They're going back to the way things were. So that's a success. I thought it was interesting.
Oh no, I can see it both ways. And it definitely depends on how big a change the TTK is. If you're good at the game, nothing should change because you're still going to win gunfights against people that aren't good at the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I also have played games where the TTK is annoyingly high. It feels like people are a bullet sponge, and stuff like that. So I can see both sides of it between this gameplay is not fun because everyone's a bullet sponge and making it a little easier on new players where they're not getting insta-shot around a corner where they can train up a little reaction time and get used to things.
Call of Duty Blackout's like that, where because you can heal so quickly.
The healing and the armor, that it can get annoying.
It gets really annoying.
How high the TTK is in that game.
Yeah.
Multiplayer, the TTK is very small.
Yeah. Yeah, that's different.
It's higher than other Call of Duties, but...
Mm-hmm. All right, next piece of news. That's semi-good news for Battlefield 5, which, by the way, it hasn't been doing well at all.
Which it hasn't been doing well.
It hasn't been selling
people are
well.
mad at DICE all over the place.
Yeah, it's been doing very poorly. Next piece of news. Check out this awesome fucking...
Is that a haptic sleeve?
No, it's a haptic gaming glove. It promises to improve performance and prevent injuries. All right, so we all know...
I often get injured while gaming.
Exactly, when I'm gaming. First of all, I want to know how this fucking thing works. First of all, if you wear this, you become a virgin instantly.
It looks like it basically is going to work just like any sort of wrist brace does that helps deal with protecting you from carpal tunnel. That's what this is.
It also helps you look like Dr. Disrespect, I guess. Oh, okay, so it has Gaming sleeve, friction reduction, angle improvement, rotation support.
Oh, angle
Oh
improvement.
shit! Look at this guy, dude. He has tattoos. Dun, 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 dun. Look, this is just him with his normal shit.
Oh, look at that friction.
He's just having a terrible time.
It
Normal.
has LEDs. It's RGB, boys.
Oh my god! It has Teflon on it, dude. First of all, if I know anybody personally and they're my friend and they own this, I not only will stop being friends with them, but I'll make sure that everyone around them knows that they're a bitch. Because
I mean,
it has a laser, dude. Was that a laser? No, it's just a fucking...
No,
okay.
that's just a graph.
Thank God.
I can 100% see this being used by professionals who need to reduce stress on their wrists and joints because they spend an absorbent amount of hours
Guys,
playing at high intensity, which will cause carpal tunnel if you don't hold yourself correctly.
you're still...
So I could totally see this being used in a competitive environment and being helpful to reduce the risk of carpal tunnel and other wrist injuries, because over time that stuff does happen.
You know what else is helpful? Those little Bluetooth things, those little Bluetooth devices that you put on your ears so you can be hands-free. It's so helpful. You just boop, hi, I'm answering the phone like that. But you know what?
Yeah.
We all agree. Anybody who has one of those fucking Bluetooth things is a fucking nerd. It's not worth it, dude.
That's only because they're using it in public.
I'm not wrong about this. This is terrible, guys. You should not be okay with this.
I have one of those Bluetooth things for my phone because my desk phone rolls over to my cell phone when I don't answer my desk phone, and I'm on call 24/7. So if I'm at home, I want to be hands-free while answering my cell phone.
Fucking nerds, dude. You're all fucking nerds.
Thank you very much.
You're all losers. And I'm telling you, you will reinstate your virginhood if you put this thing on your arm, okay?
I'm going to get one just to piss John off.
Whoever is with you in your life, okay? Whoever you live with, if they see this, the Amazon package comes and you're like, oh, yeah, they're going to be confused at first. And then once you put it on, something's going to happen in their brain where, like, neurons will fire. They're going to see the glove. They're going to see you putting it on like this in slow motion and go like, what?
Oh, I'm going to put it on slow motion every time. I do have a problem with the headline.
Can this performance-enhancing gaming glove help you become an Overwatch pro? I didn't even read that.
Yeah, stupid title. This would help already pro players who are actually at risk of developing carpal tunnel.
What if you're not a pro, though?
This isn't going to make you game better.
You don't know that.
It's not going to really make you
don't
game
fucking
better.
know that.
It's going to help you avoid long-term wrist injury.
Listen. Then let's come to a compromise. If you're not a pro and you're not a manga artist or whatever Fresh Prince was saying, if you're just a regular guy that casually games and you buy this,
if you're a regular casual gamer, you should not be buying this.
You should not be buying this, right?
If you're maybe even if you're a streamer that streams like 12 hours a day, put this on when for certain games where you're prone to using too much wrist activity, because you will end up causing problems with your wrist long term in your life. But for any casual gamer, that would be ridiculous. It's not going to help you become better at games, that's for sure.
Let me read the second paragraph for you, and you guys will know not to buy it. The Flash Gaming Glove is a different sort of beast. While the Chananos, which is a terrible name, just flashed, the Flash promises, to improve your speed and accuracy with a mouse while simultaneously helping to prevent injuries. You know what this is, dude? This is
scam gaming gear.
Those are those fucking wristbands that they made you think balanced. Do you remember at the mall? They would fucking be like, oh, look, you're balanced now with this stupid fucking thing, dude.
They already make wrist braces for people with carpal tunnel or people that don't want to get carpal tunnel. You don't need anything else but one of those that will serve the exact same purpose, but isn't #gamer gear. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I gotta get that RGB light, man. You kidding me?
Right. So, I mean, there's already things out there that help protect people from carpal tunnel. This is just capitalizing on the whole gamer gear aesthetic, trying to sell to gamers with the same purpose.
Okay, we're gonna play a game right now. Okay, you can't hear the audio, but I'm gonna unmute it for all of us to hear. Can we guess what kind of music is playing with this?
epic orchestral music or dubstep.
It's gonna be like electro synth, Doctor Disrespect shit. Okay, I'm saying like Doctor Disrespect electro synth wave shit.
Okay, let's see.
And
Like
you're
vaporwave
saying
I'm saying either epic orchestral music or dubstep.
or dubstep. Okay, those are 3 different genres. All right, here we go. All right, ready? No audio. No audio, at all.
Wait, there's no audio. What?
There's no audio.
So we're all just wrong.
We're all wrong. Hold on, we're gonna go to the actual YouTube
There's
page.
literally no audio for this video. No voiceover.
There's nothing. What the fuck? There's literally no audio. Even the YouTube video has no audio.
Oh my god.
Dude, how can you guys not buy? How can you guys buy from these people? They won't even put audio in their fucking.
Nothing.
To be fair, we are all incorrect. Get fucked. I know, man. Can you believe that? I was so ready to be right. God damn it. Debated. All right, next.
I'm gonna buy one of those, by the way.
I know you are, and you're gonna put it on your long schlong.
I'm gonna. It's gonna come in. I'm gonna post pictures of the Amazon package.
I want you to slowly put it on, dude. I want you to record yourself slowly putting it on.
My wife is gonna think I'm so weird. Honey, come hold the camera.
Dude. She's gonna be like, okay, never mind. Next piece of news. Oh shit. I don't know if we wanted to talk about this. It's kind of political. I guess we could talk about it. It's kind of disturbing. So, have you seen the Sacha Baron Cohen's? He's making a new documentary.
Yeah, I've seen clips from Who Is America.
Yeah, so Who Is America? There was a deleted scene that they themselves decided that it was too fucked up to put in the movie or show or whatever it is for Showtime, and they may have exposed an elite pedophile sex ring. Okay, so
this is according to Newsweek's headline. I don't know how much of this is true. All I know was from reports that the production staff or Sacha Baron Cohen himself or someone reported the clip. They sent it to the FBI.
Yeah,
like they informed the FBI. So that's all this,
Well, let me tell you, pretty much the TLDR of it is they were posing as like some rich, right-wing Republican guy going to like a prominent hotel, and he was talking to the concierge, and he pretty much was trying to tell. He told the concierge that he's into kids, like he's a pedophile, right. Pretty much. And the whole point was to see like what the guy's reaction was. And they're all about customer service, especially for the rich. So the guy was just like, those things can be done. You just have to be careful. Like, instead of him being like, oh, you're a sick fuck, he was like, okay, I get it. Like he acted like he's been there before, like that.
Right.
Someone
this is normal.
So then Sacha Baron Cohen took it further, and he asked him, like in character, obviously, where can I get a kid, like for tonight and this and that. And he's like, well, that could be arranged. He said like it could be arranged. So that whole clip, they deleted it from the show, and the production staff, they turned it over to the FBI. The crazy thing about all this is the FBI decided not to do anything about it.
Well, that they know of.
Yeah, exactly. That we know of. It says according to Baron Cohen,
or that they're willing to say.
Yeah, the FBI decided against.
If the FBI is following people or watching people, the last thing they want is for those people to know.
Exactly. So that's what I also thought that too. That they're not going to be like, yeah, we're going to start following.
Oh yeah,
them.
We're on it, guys.
Yeah.
And then this news story come out, and people say, oh yeah, the FBI's on it.
Yeah.
Well, then these people know that the FBI is watching them, or all this other stuff. So I highly doubt that the FBI isn't doing something about it, or if they weren't already doing something about it.
Yeah. So I just thought it was fucking really disturbing.
Or if they're in on it. Who knows? Let's go real conspiracy theory.
This is the character that he plays. So this guy walked up to the... I know, man. This doesn't even look like him. It's amazing. He just walked in and said, like, I want a kid. And the guy's like, well, it can be arranged. Oh, he says, what do you mean, a date? And I go, like a young man. He says, well, what kind of age? I say lower than bar mitzvah, but older than 8. Always has to throw a joke in there. And he says, yeah, I can put you in. He says, yeah, I can put you in touch with somebody who can get you some boys like that.
Whew. That's
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. This was in Vegas too, man. So
yeah, especially if the guy was being serious.
Jesus. I mean, of course he was being serious. He's a hotel concierge for like the richest people of the world. They go to Vegas, they go to this place, and he's like supposed to help them out. There's always stories of like have you seen that movie Get Him to the Greek?
Yeah.
He goes to like the hotel concierge guy and he asks him for heroin.
Oh yeah.
And like it sparks like this whole funny thing, but that shit is for real, man. I remember like when I used to party with my buddies in Vegas, like that's where we would find.
Oh, you were doing heroin?
I mean, not
That's where you
heroin.
would find your heroin, John.
But where we would find our mules for our donkey shows.
Right.
So yeah, where can I find a furry? Say no more, fam. I'm a furry. All right.
Prince, he says he'd laugh if there was a sting operation and the concierge was undercover.
Ooh, the plot thickens, dude.
But you just never know with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you never know.
With the FBI saying they're not going to do anything about it.
Yeah, no,
I'm sure there's going to be conspiracy theorists saying, oh, because they're in on those kind of rings.
That's what people think. Yeah, I was on the side that you're on of like they're just not.
They're not going to tell you that they're doing something about it. They're not going to tell anybody they're doing something about it until they bust somebody. Yeah.
Moggers, I love you. All right, next piece of news. Let's move on. Speaking of dicks.
Oh, there's the Haptics Leave.
Scum update lets supporters dress up their dicks for winter.
Of course it's Scum.
So what the fuck is going on with this game, dude? First of all, it was supposed to like kill PUBG. And then people are like, oh no, this is just like another weird survival game where you can like shit and eat and piss and all kinds of weird stuff. And then they added then there was that bug where like your dick would just keep growing.
Yeah, the dick would infinitely grow. There's all sorts of stuff like weight mechanics, overeating mechanics, there's a lot of stuff.
So that means that there's somebody that sits behind a computer and works on dick physics all day, dude.
Yes. Yes, there is, and God bless them.
God bless them, dude. Look at these sleeves, dude. Imagine you're a married man, you have kids, and your wife is looking through your finances, and she sees that you spent $10 or whatever the fuck on virtual dick sleeves for your characters. My wife is standing right next to me, giving me the weirdest look. Babe, can I buy one of these? So yeah, what do you think about it, Donnie? Dick sleeves?
Yeah. Donnie's going to need one when he grows up.
I know. I mean, he already needs one. He's packing heat. Packing heat. All right, here, take the boy. Take the boy, lady. No? Okay, fine.
Take my son.
He's going to be here all day then, I guess. All right, hold on. All right. Ah, there he is.
Look at that chubby face.
He's a fucking chubber. There we go. All right, next piece of news.
What do you think about these haptic dick sleeves, Donnie?
Yeah, what do you think about these dick sleeves? He likes the elephant one. It looks like he likes it. He's like, oh, I'll get that for my character on Scum. Nope.
She's like, give him back.
Halo Infinite confirmed to have 4-player split screens, Halo Reach customization, and more. I don't know about you, man, but I think that split screen is overrated, dude. You can never see.
How fucking dare you?
You can't see shit, dude. I hated the 4-player split screen. Unless you have a fucking giant 80-inch TV, I can't see anything.
Yeah, it's not as good as, full screen multiplayer across the internet. But you're wrong.
No, I'm not wrong. So I'm not wrong about this. I'm not wrong about the sleeve.
You got to have your friends over while you're jerking each other off and play some Halo split screen.
Yeah, but dude, you can't see anything. I would always get so upset.
Who cares? Doesn't matter. You're playing with your friends on your couch all butt-ass naked.
It doesn't matter to try to win, huh? That's what it is.
Yeah, it's a fun time. It's just a fun time for the split screen. You got to keep split screen alive. There's people out there that want to play it. There's people out there that are having friends over to play. It's one person can have the game, and all 4 of you can come over and play Halo.
Yeah. But split screen is terrible. Nobody plays split screen to try hard. I guess I'm the only one that's competitive around here. You guys are all just trying to play with your dicks.
That's right, John. You're just a try hard.
I'm just having fun with my buds. We're just getting drunk. Fuck competition. Fucking lamos. Next piece of news. But I guess this is good news for Halo.
I don't know. Halo's kind of... I guess Halo's still kicking. I feel like Halo's been dead to me since Halo 3.
Well, since 343 has had it, people have said that Halo that 343 Studios made was actually good, is what people are saying.
I'll never agree with that.
I don't know. People say that Bungie makes shit games now, so I don't know.
Well, they do, so I guess they probably would have destroyed Halo anyway.
Yeah. It's all about sitting on the couch with your buds in pajamas, talking about boys doing each other's makeup. I mean, yeah, there's that too.
Mongers knows.
There's that too, you know, obviously, talking about boys and stuff like that. We can do that too.
Fortnite toys available now.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh, get your fucking tryhard sevens. Get your dongs out, then put them away because Hentai Heaven shut down following Tumblr adult content ban. Now, this doesn't hurt me as much as it hurts a lot of other people on the internet. But I guess that there's a reason behind this. Do you know the story behind it?
There's no clear reason behind it. There is a Discord message that people are passing around claiming that the Hentai Haven owner said something about using money to pay off his fursuit loan. However, I have not been able to find confirmation that that is either a legitimate message or that the person would have even been being serious.
And Moggers, you need to chill, all right? That's next, all right? You're jumping the gun. He's like, Hentai Haven was partnered with someone and is staying alive. That someone is...
Faku,
Fakku.
But anyway, so Hentai Heaven's shutting down. We don't know why. We just know that there was a message posted on the website for, you know, saying it was created in a time where, you know, there wasn't a lot of access to this kind of stuff, yada yada yada.
Yeah, Hentai Heaven was born during a time when fan subs were pretty much dying. New shows were subbed weeks after release. Most sites had lackluster interfaces and didn't give a crap about the content. They didn't give a crap about anime titties like we do.
We appreciate our anime titties.
Every journey must come to an end. Fan subs are faster than ever. Blah blah blah. Yeah, they're pretty much saying that you don't need us. Like, you can find everything you need somewhere else.
So maybe he was just done with it, or maybe there was some financial reasons, or who really knows? Maybe, you know, shutting down a website because you're paying off a loan on a fursuit seems a little ridiculous because the expenses there in my mind, don't add up.
How about all these people saying like "Rest in peace, Hentai Haven," and not being embarrassed that people know that you look at anime titties? You're just putting it out there, dude.
They're already on Twitter, not embarrassed about it. Let's be honest.
You need to be embarrassed, okay? I'm just kidding. No, that's fine.
Moggers.
Jerk off to whatever you want to, man. I don't care. It's not my dick.
And this was like Hentai Haven was shutting down for like 1 or 2 days before the message was now changed, stating that they are partnering with Faku to stay alive and that more news would be coming soon.
Yeah.
Faku is another website that hosts doujin and anime, hentai, and all that other stuff.
God, you know the terminology so well.
I'm an internet researcher, John.
Oh, yeah.
My job to know these things.
No, I'm saying.
Lots of research has been done so that I can comment on these sort of happenings.
I mean, you said doujin, and to me, that's like, oh, that's a new word. But to you, you said it like, you know, pancakes, waffles, doujin, hentai. I'm just putting it out there that, you know.
Just, you know, well versed.
You just know you're a good researcher. That's all it is.
I'm good at my job.
You know, and I'm sure that you don't have any stock in Hentai Haven or anything like that. All right, next piece of news. PC Gamer says Artifact's most expensive card and others just got nerfed, but Valve's buying them back. So
why is this even a thing?
Hey, dude.
Why are we still making card games?
This card game, dude, is so bad. It's so bad.
Have you played it?
No, but I watched Kriparian videos on it, and he played it like from beginning to end. I watched the whole thing from beginning to end, like how you play it, and, you know, everything. The way the game plays is actually kind of fun and everything, but it sits behind this terrible market system and terrible paywall where, like, if you want the cards that you want to have, they're trying to make Magic the Gathering and virtually. That's all they're doing. And
I mean, there's already one. There's already Magic the Gathering virtual card game.
And I'm not getting into Magic the Gathering because I don't have thousands of dollars to spend. You know what I mean? So why would I do that with this game? So he was showing, first of all, their UI for their market is all fucked up. They have an in-game market that is connected to their Steam market, but the values are different. So like in game, it'll say your card is worth like $20, but on the market, when you actually go like outside of the game and go into the Steam market, it says it's like $60 or 65.
What the fuck?
So it's like it doesn't like talk to each other well. And the other thing is there's cards that are literally like $60 to sell to buy and $20 to sell.
Right.
So it's like their value.
Something's wrong.
Yeah, their value to buy it off Valve is more than what it is on the market.
Yeah.
You know?
Which is never a good sign.
Yeah. So it's just really bad, man. And so this is the other thing, dude. You know, I remember when Diablo 3 had a real money auction house.
Ooh.
And I had like $5 in my bank or something like that from like selling things. And some guy sold me his thing for $5, like a weapon or something. And the day after that, they nerfed the thing that made that weapon so fucking good. So I literally had like a piece of shit, like it was nothing. And that's exactly what happens with Artifact now. So
See,
go ahead.
Path of Exile does it so well with
Yeah.
their currency system.
Yeah.
Like they've got, the websites you can do the trading on. They've got all sorts of ways you can do it, but it's not real world currency. It's all in-game currency acquired different ways. So that's done really well. If maybe Artifact did something similar, I don't even know how they would, because these card games are so slot machine like, basically RNG slot machines, and then when you play the game, it's an RNG game. So
Yeah.
I don't know even how you would replicate a good marketplace in a card game environment like this.
Yeah, I mean, the idea kind of is cool, because it's like if you need a card, you just trade it with people and the market will determine it. But there's like really terrible barriers to entry in between it. I should be able to get the cards that I want for free as well. You know what I mean? It should be both things with card games. And even though Hearthstone there's a lot of pay to win, it's not always pay to win. You can get the cards that you want, even though they don't offer trading or anything like that. You can still get the cards that you want somehow, some way, without actually paying money. Just much harder to do. So I don't know. Artifacts it's just I don't know. It's kind of dead in the water.
It's struggling. It's going to struggle because the market's already flooded as far as card games go. You've got big names. You've even got other games like Gwent. It's a slightly different kind of card game. Different mechanics and stuff. Whereas Artifact is basically isn't it like almost identical to the way Hearthstone works?
Yeah, so apparently Artifact's steep decline in players is likely responsible for the drop, and it's been going down all month, but the nerf certainly isn't going to add value to it. Yeah, I mean, nobody's playing their game, dude. Let's find out if people are still playing it. Steam DB .info Artifact. Let's see. Game Artifact. Okay, right now
7,000 people.
7,000 people are playing it. Ugh.
Not good reviews either. 53% overall.
Yeah. 7,000 current players right now. Let me see. Yeah, 7,529 players. 24-hour peak is 10,000. All-time 60,000, which is terrible. Terrible. Yeah, so people are still not playing the game even after the nerfs. Look at this. Yeah. Look at this drop right here, though. Only 2,000 people playing it on December 21st, which was a couple days ago. Yeah. Look at that. Holy shit. What a drop. So yeah, there it is. I mean, the game that they thought was going to be a Hearthstone killer is just dead in the water. Dead in the water.
I told you that.
I know.
Oh yeah, Elder Scrolls has one as well. I mean, there's so many card games out there.
The Elder Scrolls one's actually fun.
And all of them I don't give a fuck about.
I like them. It's just the thing about card games are it's fun, but
you're wrong.
They are fun, man. Whenever the playing field is even, it's fun, but it's never even.
Because it's all RNG.
It's all RNG, and it's also like you have.
It's like when I used to play as a kid. When I used to play War with my uncle.
What do you mean?
You ever play War? You split the deck, and it's 100% RNG. There's nothing else involved in RNG.
Well, it's actually worse than that because your uncle. It's as if like your uncle's like, all right, let's play War. but he like has
he
like
stacks the deck.
Yeah, he has like 6 kings in his pocket, and he puts it in his deck, and it's like now he has 6 more kings than you. And all those fucking games are like that. There's like a card that is the big dick card that will totally change the entire game. I've had games where I'm winning the entire time, then he drops a card that I just didn't even know existed because I'm a new player. And
and you have there's nothing you can do about it.
There's nothing I can do about it. It's like, oh, okay, all the work I did is done. It's been overturned by that one card. So it's like, okay, I guess I lose because of that one card that I never had, you know? So that's the frustrating thing about these kinds of games. All right, next piece of news. Oh man, did you see this shit?
Oh yeah.
Fuck, dude. So Atlas, a new game that was like on the top of Twitch. Do you even know what Atlas is?
For some reason, Atlas it's made by the people that made Ark, Evolve.
Yeah.
You know that game?
Yeah.
This is basically just a reskin of Ark.
Yeah, so this streamer
Now we are
figured it out. So he's going through the menu. There's 4 menu options here. It says rejoin Atlas, join new Atlas, option, and exit. If you go past the exit, press down one more time. There's a secret menu there. You press enter, and it opens up the Ark menu. Literally Ark menu.
Because it's the same fucking game that they reskinned. There's a bug that left that menu in there.
Yeah. So they told everyone like, hey, this is our new game.
Here's a new game, boys. A new game.
Yeah. But it's
nope, same game.
Literally Ark. And there it is. So people are really upset. They're upset that like they lazily made a new game to like capture the hype, and all they did was reskin an old game that they already had, which I think is still in early access, right?
Yeah, and they've been having all sorts of launching problems. It's been this huge clusterfuck, which is funny because they basically reskinned a game they already launched. It's been a meme, that it was a reskinned Ark, and now it's just more and more being confirmed that it pretty much is a reskinned Ark on boats.
Yeah,
like that's
what it is.
Pretty much
right?
what it is.
Yeah. So yeah, there it is, man. I don't know. It's unethical, but it's unethical. But is it shitty to do? I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
Is it shitty?
It's a lot of things.
I don't know.
I'm
kind of like I'm kind of torn on this idea.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess you could say like, oh, well, they just made a new game reusing assets and reskinning things.
Like they're allowed to do that, right? I mean,
yeah, but
it's shitty that they didn't tell us that they did that. And like we expect, like if I expected it to be another
it's
game,
shitty that we shouldn't expect them to reuse already created material to build off for a new game. I don't know.
I mean, that's what Bethesda does every fucking game.
With every fucking game, yeah. So I mean, maybe we're in the wrong being outraged by it.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe, but I mean, we're not in the wrong about pointing out how horrible the launch is and how buggy it is for what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah, and any trade practices that they have that are scummy, it's not, we're allowed to have that outrage. But for them to like reskin their old game and present it to us like that, I mean, they're allowed to do that, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, they could be, it's Atlas, Ark on water, or whatever you want to say. But I mean, I guess there's no real problem with it as long as it's still a decent game. I know Josh spent fucking hours of his life playing Ark, so
yeah. Well, I mean, I never thought Ark was cool. I saw Atlas and I was like, it's probably the same bullshit, and I was right, I guess.
100%. Yeah, it is.
All right, next piece of news. Fallout 76 players will get Fallouts 1, 2, and Tactics for free next month. So
nobody cares.
I've played 1 and 2. They're garbage games, dude. I mean, for the time, it was probably like, oh my god. For
nowadays, yeah. I mean, yeah.
I for the time, it was like probably amazing and like groundbreaking. But
right.
I try to play it, like it's so dated, dude. Everything just like it feels weird, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do. It doesn't really explain anything, and it's just I don't know. I'm not into it, dude. I'm not into it. I think this whole thing is really them just adding on to the fact
trying to make up. They're just trying to make up for everything that they fucked people over with.
Yeah, that's it. Which
it's not gonna work though. I mean, their damage to their IP has already been done.
Yeah. So the games have been available for free before, and they only cost pocket change each. But hey, we're not going to say no if you're a fan of the RPGs. I mean, yeah, no one's going to say no, but like he said, I've seen it on sale for like $1 before.
Yeah, the games are worthless right now,
So,
monetary wise.
Yeah.
Don't mean to offend anybody that loves the games.
Yeah.
For the company, monetary wise, the games are worthless.
They could have done at least something like, I don't know, Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 3. Yeah.
Or, anything made the game better.
Yeah.
Fix the bugs.
Yeah.
Fix their engine. All sorts of numbers of things that they never fucking do because the game's dead on arrival.
Terrible, dude. Terrible. All right, last piece of news. It's not really news, but Heroes of the Storm Amateur League announces new competitive division. So wherever that vacuum is of no esports, these people are trying. Heroes Lounge is what they're called. They're trying to fill it.
Heroes Lounge aren't they mostly EU?
I don't know.
I think Heroes Lounge was like specifically EU.
They're the world's largest amateur Heroes of the Storm esports league. Interesting. And has announced the creation of new competitive division that hopes it will help fill the void left by Blizzard's decision to end support. So yeah, will be a high level where the top teams from Europe and NA. So it could be a EU one, but
they're going to be having NA from Europe and NA. Okay, maybe they started out as EU only. I don't really remember.
Caldor will be announcing
Involved.
or casting them. And sign up for qualifiers in January 2019, and then they'll start in February. This is going to be
basically an answer to the high-end division for like HGC players and stuff having nowhere else to play, or people wanting to play in the Crucible and stuff having nowhere to play.
Yeah.
I guess this is going to be their top rank. Like, here's where pro players can come. There's going to be money. There's going to be actual professional casting and stuff. Because the community still loves the game for people that still want to play. So it'll be interesting to see if this turns into something good.
Unfortunately, though, the prize pool is so minimal, which is understandable. Right. It's $10,000. Maybe it'll be a little more by the time February comes around. Maybe $20,000 at most. But compared to HGC that offered $1 million and half a dozen preliminary phases worth $425,000 each.
Right, and where if you were an HGC, you get a salary anyway.
Yeah. So the money that you made from HOTS as a pro playing HGC is way more compared to any of this. This is just it's
absolutely, but that's to be expected.
It's to be expected. It's not going to revive the esports scene. It's just going to keep the people that don't have anything else left to do. Honestly, if it was me and I was a HOTS pro, playing in this division, this Heroes League division, whatever it is, would be a mistake. Just try playing another game, dude. You got to try, commit yourself.
Well, you're never going to make the money, but if you're playing HOTS just because you love HOTS so much, I mean, you're probably still going to play.
Yeah. If you're trying to pursue it professionally, though, I would not recommend doing this thing. I would just recommend that you just play it for fun until HGC comes back, which it will, I think, in 2020, but we'll see.
Depends on what happens with Blizzard Activision.
I'm pretty sure it'll come back because I don't know. Are they willing to just kill the game? Completely?
No, I don't think Blizzard is gonna ever be willing to just stop maintaining the game.
Yeah. I mean, the game exists. It's generating income, because look, even though it doesn't have an esports scene, it has microtransactions, and most of the people that play it are between bronze and platinum league.
Right.
And those people will still play the game because they're not professionals, and they'll still spend money because they like the game. So no matter what, it's still making them money. The question is, will they invest in making it in trying to make it like an esport, similar to League of Legends and Dota and stuff. I don't know.
Don't know. And the biggest problem is they've hindered themselves by canceling it once.
Yeah.
Already. So say they want to bring it back next year. Okay, but who's really gonna put themselves out there to be like, oh, let's jump right back on this bandwagon that abandoned us once?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where are they gonna get the high-end casters that now have to move on to something else to stay in their career? The active competitive player base is going to move on to other games because they're like, well, this is what I want to do, so now I got to jump to another game or back to the game I was trying to play competitively. Who's going to be there when Blizzard says, oh, we want to try this again? who's going to be there?
Yeah, that's the question. I mean, that's the one thing you always learn in business. When you say no to a client, another person will say yes to them. And then there you go. You lost them forever. So it's the same shit. That's it. That's it for the news. We did it. Anything else that we want to talk about here? Do you know?
No, nothing comes to mind. I mean, we've got 2 days until Christmas, boys.
Yeah.
And shortly will be a new year, 2019, one step closer to 2020.
Yeah, big time. And we just want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever the fuck the Cthulhu's one is. Spaghetti Monster, all that shit.
Oh, yeah. Pastafarian.
All my Pastafarians out there, thank you guys so much for being supportive of our podcast and being here every day, listening to us. And you know what? We need you guys to tell your friends and share our podcast. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your brother. They're going to be like, what's a podcast? And you'll be like, listen.
Go like our videos on YouTube, even if you don't like them.
Yeah, even if you don't like them, just like them. Because that's what a good person does. And if you don't like our videos on YouTube, that means you don't love us. And there's nothing that you can say to change my mind. And that's it. That's pretty much it. And, F's in chat for Hentai Haven. But that's how it goes, right? Sound good? All right. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for everybody for your articles and your support and everything. We'll see you guys next week for our final show of 2018.
We pretend people care about our opinions. We pretend people care about our opinions.
They're just a couple of good guys, virtue signaling their life away.
It smelled like wet dog. We pretend people care about our opinions. We pretend people care about our opinions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Point Six Podcast. They're just a couple of good guys, virtue signaling their life away. So stay woke, stay fresh,